This week on Last Week in China, we're talking trade tariffs. Now, if you've been living under a rock or perhaps at the back of a cave, you may not have heard, but US President Donald Trump has used the Homeland Security's bill to completely bypass Congress and push through a whole bunch of tariffs against China to US imports. Not surprisingly, China has responded with a few tariffs of its own, 128 to be precise. So this week on Last Week in China, we're going to take a look at which of those 128 tariffs are going to be affecting our budget. First off, it's the automobile industry. Now, with the state of the environment and emissions as they are, it's not a huge surprise. And also, more to the point, is the beef industry. Beef imports of all kind have been slapped with a 25% tax hike in China. And when you consider that the emissions created by consumption and manufacturing of beef far exceeding that of the automotive industry, it's not a huge heartbreak to have to say goodbye to your beef burger. Yeah. And while we're on the matter, why not quit smoking, as tobacco has taken a hit too. Goodbye cigarettes. Wonder how long that'll last. Perhaps a little bit more disappointing is the fact that the avocado is also being slapped with a tariff. So you'll have to just eat Mexican ones. Oh yeah. Perhaps a little bit more saddening is that US soybean farmers will be hit very hard. This $14 billion annual industry, which runs on very thin profit margins, has been slapped with a 25% hike in tariffs, which means all across the Midwest, farmers will be reaching for a whiskey, which is more than I can say for us here in China. How about perhaps then a glass of Zinfandel? Not if it's Californian, I'm afraid. Maybe a glass of vodka? How about just the cranberry juice then? Can I get the orange? Thanks. Okay. Oh, okay. Ah, it really stings. Finally, if you're for some reason using flour, if for some reason you're using flour in your Chinese cooking, or corn flour, these two have been hit by the hikes. You forgot the soybeans. I'm David Musket. Thanks for watching this week on Last Week in China. If you've had enough of tariffs, just think how I feel. We'll see you next week. Not even in the tariffs.